Well, I took a break for a couple days because it was crazy cold outside and in my shop too. Back out here now. I moved the trailer out into my driveway, and what I'm going to do now is just clean up all the channels where the wood sits. I'm going to get all the old dirt and wood pieces and all that out of here. I'm just going to get my hose and spray it all off, and then hopefully I'll let it dry and be ready to install the new boards. I got some new lumber and I'm going to be cutting it to the right size for my trailer. I accidentally got 2x4s instead of 2x6s, but that's okay. I'm just going to adjust the width. I might have to rip one of the boards, but that's all right. And so what I'm going to do now is mark these boards for the notches that they had in this, for where it sits underneath the metal, I guess, brackets that are in the trailer. So I'm just going to take my circular saw, cut across, and then make a bunch of smaller cuts until I can chisel that out, hammer it out to get it nice and smooth and have that notch just like it does on this one. So it's not too big. Should be able to do it pretty quickly. I do have to do it about 10 times because that's how many boards are in here. Actually, sorry, 15 times. So got a little bit of work ahead of me. But let's get to it. I cut my notches, so what I'm going to do now is just use the claw end of my hammer to kind of beat these to where they crack and fall off. Sorry if the camera doesn't get the right angle. And then what I'll do after this is then run my circular saw by one more time to clean up the little grooves that are left here. Not too hard. What I did was use my circular saw to notch out the ends of these boards so that it matches my old board, which is over there. And so now I'm going to test fit this in the trailer. So let's walk over. Well, hopefully this goes well. I'm going to put the board in here. This is a pressure treated board, so they're probably not as flexible as the regular dry boards. So I'm going to get it down there and kind of slide it. Looks like it fits really well in the notch there. And yeah, perfect. So now I'm just going to adjust the side over here and we should be good to go. Here's what it looks like after 2 boards. So I'm just going to continue cutting the boards and then kind of hammer them into place. And yeah, it's looking good, nice and solid. And then we'll get the plywood on top. Here we go, got all the boards back in. I reused one of the boards because it was pretty decent. Anyway, got this, sorry, excuse me, I'm out of breath from banging on the boards to get them to fit. What I'm gonna do now is cut up this plywood sheet, get it to fit, and we should be good to go. I know I always say that, but here we go. So this part, I was cutting the plywood, now I'm getting it to fit. I'm gonna slide it back, there we go. Need to come up here and see where I need to cut this notch for the little bar that can go up here and separate the horses. So I'm just gonna go get my reciprocating tool and cut a little notch out. Okay, I got this piece of flooring in and I'm gonna go ahead and screw it down because I wanna see how it lays, and then I'm gonna get exact measurements for my last piece that I need to cut over there. Anyway, it's coming along nicely, and pretty soon we should be able to use this for our animals. So I'm gonna put the rubber mats on top of this too when we're done. You'll see how that looks. Updating on the progress here. Got my drill and some screws. Getting all this done. And then I'll have this last little section here. This 4x8 piece just wasn't big enough. So that's all right. I still have plenty of scrap right there. It'll fit just fine. Well, by no means am I a carpenter, but I think I did a decent job. Got the floor covered in here. So I've got the subfloor, and then I've got this top with the plywood. It's marine plywood. It's supposed to be subjected to moisture, so it should withstand everything that I'm going to throw at it. And like I said, we'll put the rubber mats on top, and this should be good to go for a couple more years.